I got cystic fibrosis. See, I've got cystic fibrosis.
Welcome back to another week of Staying Salty, guys. This week's topic is dating with CF. So this is a pretty interesting topic for me. As you guys already know, I didn't tell my friends or family, friends or girlfriends that I had CF growing up. So dating with CF wasn't really an issue, except for all the stuff I had to hide. So of course, like with my enzymes, I got really good at hiding them with my meals when we went out to dinner. And let's see, at night, whenever I go back to my room or my college dorm room or my parents' house in high school and stuff, I just do my treatments at night, never have to tell them, that kind of thing. And then of course in college when we would go out to parties and stuff and maybe friends or girls would stay over, I would just either not do my treatments or I actually would go in the bathroom and turn on the shower as if I was showering before bed, and I would do like my inhalers like albuterol and my Symbicort, and then I would also do my airway clearance handheld devices, so like the Acapella, Aerobica, things like that. And I never got any questions about it, so I'm assuming it worked, but I don't know if they heard me or not.
I heard him.
Kind of weird. But anyway, so those are my kind of dating experiences growing up and with high school and college when it was easy enough to hide my CF, my health wasn't too bad. Well, once my health got really bad, I wasn't dating anybody because I was in the hospital all the time, and I happened to meet Jenny, which is this girl who's my girlfriend now as of 3 years in June.
Oh.
June 30th.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've been dating 3 years now, so she knows everything, all the ins and outs. And Jenny's a respiratory therapist, so that really helps out. I lucked out because I didn't have to share or explain too much. But even with Jenny, I still try to hide stuff. Not now, but when we first started dating, just because I was so used to that, it was weird that I had a girlfriend that knew what came with CF. I still tried to keep my airway clearance, my inhalers kind of concealed. I still kind of stuck my enzymes. Like she knew what I was doing, but yet I didn't want to look weaker or less of a guy or anything like that just because I had CF, I guess. And that's how what I was used to. But yeah, Jenny, go ahead and share your experience.
I guess the weirdest part for me was when Brian was transferring to Barnes, and that's when we kind of started Snapchatting and stuff, and then we started eventually hanging out. But it was really hard for me in the beginning to, I don't know, it was almost like I had to make the decision before we even really started dating whether I could go through with it or not, because I knew everything about CF. I knew Brian was bad. I mean, we've seen him, he'd been coming to the hospital for 5 years at this point, and he was in all the time. I don't know. I've seen him on a ventilator, so it was a huge decision for me on whether I could or not, so.
Which I was never bathed on the ventilator.
Yeah, he definitely was. 5 days, they bathed him.
I definitely think no one saw me naked when I was on the ventilator.
No.
I believe it fully. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. You're real dirty that last day.
I was dirty. I showered. I cleaned up.
Okay. But, yeah. So that was the hardest part for me, was coming around to it in the beginning. But it was definitely a drastic life change in the beginning when we started dating. Like I said, Brian was in all the time. He was going to Barnes.
Hospital in Missouri.
Yeah. But, yeah. So we were at the hospital 24/7. I was either working or I was at the hospital with Brian. It was a lot going on.
Interesting dating life.
Yeah, for our first year.
Our dinner dates included maybe sneaking out of the hospital for 1 or 2 nights, but usually take out, carry out food.
Yeah.
And exploring the cafeterias.
But I'm not going to lie, that was the highlight year of our relationship. Not only because it was the first year, but I don't know, we just became so close. We didn't really, you were in Missouri because of me, so it wasn't like there was any family that'd come visit him, no offense to them, And my family wasn't good. They didn't know what the heck to do about the situation. It was real awkward. We didn't tell any of my family besides my mom and dad in the beginning. So nobody knew what was going on or where I'd been.
Yeah, we really just relied on each other.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool, and it was really weird that we didn't get tired of each other because we always like try to do things in the hospital to, you know, pass the time. And that's where we'd like watch the latest movies that came out, or I would like start drawing caricatures and like, you know, I guess we learned a lot about each other and what we like, what we don't like, and all the things that you would normally learn through dates and like experiences and going out with a group of friends and all that stuff. We learned just sitting in a room together 24 hours a day, you know, not being able to do anything but share stuff.
Yeah.
So it was definitely an interesting approach to dating.
Yeah. It was real weird in the beginning. But it worked for us. And then the hard part for us was adjusting to life outside the hospital.
Yeah.
It was like we never had any fights, any issues at all that first year because we had bigger problems. I mean, CF did rule our life that first year, and it was adjusting to life
normal life.
Yeah, that kind of got us. We had moved to Florida.
Once I got healthier and like I was striving for a career and trying to learn things and do the normal life stuff that I used to do, and then Jenny was just so used to me being sick all the time and just kind of like spending time with me, and she was like the breadwinner and had the career, and then I was just, you know, hanging out with her basically. Like I was doing my hobbies, like drawing, but that was about it. And so once we had to learn that like we were two individual people alongside two people that live together and are dependent on each other, it was definitely a different lifestyle change that took a while to get used to.
Yeah.
And we still have our speed bumps and whatnot, but I think we're learning over time. So yeah, it's really crazy.
Yeah.
It's been a drastic change, very many things that like most couples would experience over a lifetime or not experience at all that we've experienced like in, 3 years?
Yeah.
And you know, normally it's like when you get old and like 80 years old, you get sick and you have to rely on each other, and we started out the opposite. We're having to rely on each other less and less, so now we're trying to find ways that we can do things together and what we both like and what we both share passions for in life that we have to try to figure out and take interest in those things.
Yeah. I don't really feel like CF affects us that much in our daily life. We're so used to it. And it's funny because we just got back from vacation. And of course we go to Disney every day. And everybody's like, oh, what do you want to do today? Oh, what do you want to do today? And we're just like, we just want to rest. We have this life where most we do on the weekend is go to Starbucks and mess with I'm learning apps too, and I'm trying to design my own, or Brian's working on his multiple projects. So I guess I've adjusted to CF life too. We don't really.
Yeah.
So it's pretty normal for us.
There's not a big change. The only thing that's different that I think is hard when it comes to like us and dating with CF, I guess you'd say, is besides what the changes that we had to get used to and how we're still changing for the better. But when it comes to friends and family, like her family wasn't used to me having CF, so it's hard for them to understand, you know, like I said in my last video, when you wake up and immediately you have to do treatments, and she has to try to explain that to her family, and it's still hard for them to grasp, even though she explains it. Or same thing with like her friends, you know, and my friends for that matter, that aren't used to me being less healthy than I was in high school and whatnot. You know, we had to share with our friends, hey, I have to wake up and do treatments, I can't just go do that right away. Give me an hour extra time. Or even when it comes to like spending the night, we went on a vacation a couple times with her friends, and you know, I had to bring my oxygen concentrator, I had to bring my inhalers, I had to go in my room and blow the acapella or the cornet, and they got to hear this weird sound and you know, watch me be on oxygen and stuff. So that kind of thing we still kind of struggle with, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not something we hide, it's just something we do, but I think it's hard for our friends and family on the outside to embrace that.
Yeah.
But obviously me and Jenny, we know each other very well by now. We know what we have to do. She knows how much time it takes me to get ready and pack things up, and even then we're still kind of late to a lot of stuff. But yeah, just something we deal with.
Yeah.
So in ways, like Jenny just said about our vacation, we were very overwhelmed because we were walking every day throughout the Disney parks, and we were just so used to just taking it easy. So in ways, our relationship's simple because we just sit around the house with each other, do our treatments, and kind of work on the apps thing and watch our favorite TV shows. So we're not used to like always having to go and try to like make arrangements with friends and all that kind of thing. So in a way, it's kind of simple, but with CF, you know, it cannot be simple. It can be complex. But luckily, we haven't had too many of those complex days in quite a while, and hopefully, we will not have any of those complex days in quite a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a different take with us.
Mm-hmm.
I think I lucked out with the whole respiratory therapist thing. Obviously, I don't have to hide too much, and she's used to me coughing in front of her and having cups all around the house that I spit in and all that kind of gross stuff that she sees at work, and probably even worse than that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I like
It's
that.
definitely changed my perspective on healthcare, being with somebody who was in the hospital all the time. I kind of just went out now. You look at it a lot differently when you've been on the other side.
On the other side.
On the other side.
Alright guys, so as you heard in our video, we just have a different take on relationships in CF because she already knew all about it. I used to hide it, so it was really weird to just kind of combine those two things, but it worked out for us. It's kind of hard to give anyone else advice because I don't know what you guys go through or what the approach you take. You can go the way like I did and then hide your CF for dating, and in my opinion, I believe that no matter what people say, they're always judgmental at first because you have to get that first initial attraction, and that's why I always hid my CF. I didn't want to look any weaker. I didn't want to look like I was sick or anything like that, and it worked out for me. That doesn't mean it's going to work out for everybody, but that's the approach I take, and I think I still would take. And then, you know, once a few days or whatever it may be, you feel comfortable with the person, then I would go ahead and open up and say, hey, look, you know, I do have this respiratory condition. And if you guys know me in my other videos, I'm pretty positive. I really try not to like make CF this dreadful thing in my life. And, you know, I try to do the same when I tell someone else that you have CF. You know, don't make it sound like this such dramatic, terrible disease, even though it may be. You know, kind of shine some light on it and say, you know, this is what I got out of life just because I had this, and I'm kind of lucky in that way that I appreciate life more, or I see things that others don't, and that's kind of how I would go about it if I was in the dating world again, and not with Jenny. But I know that there's a lot of people that go ahead and break the news right off the bat, and that's probably a great thing because you get that person used to it right away, but at the same time, you might lose your chance with some people because they're going to be kind of shy about it and kind of nervous about it, and they don't know, they're scared of the unknown.
It's like how my family reacted to you. Like, they didn't know what to do with you.
Right. So when you're scared of the unknown,
Yeah.
of course you're going to back off a little bit, and you know, I say at least try to give that person a chance to get to know you and feel comfortable with you before you kind of share more personal details like CF. But I could be wrong, guys. I'm sure it doesn't work for everybody. That's just how I approached it, and luckily I ended up with her. So, I'm going to wrap up this video, guys. I hope that helped. I know it's a little bit different than the normal, typical relationship, but that's how we kind of came about, and that's how we are now. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have not already, subscribe to our channel below. Comment below if you have any good stories about how you started dating, or if you want to give any dating tips to other people that view this, make sure you comment that down below. Like the video if it was good, provide any details if I can make it better in some way for the next video, and I will see you guys next Thursday on Staying Salty. So, over and out.
Bye.
Bye. Hashtag stay salty.
See, I've got cystic fibrosis.